So, it is Tuesday, the 8th of July, 4 days removed from the 4th of July, which I didn't celebrate. Things have been just so incredibly out of whack in this country that I didn't really feel the need to celebrate the 4th of July. Because what's to celebrate? I mean, the economy is in the toilet. Nothing seems to be going right. But yeah, there's that. However, as we all know, Mitch McConnell has been hospitalized since, when was that? The 14th of June, when EMTs were dispatched to his house. He was unresponsive. They had to perform heroic measures, and he has been in the hospital ever since. And we're getting no information about his health. If he is recovering, if he is deceased. My personal opinion on it, I think he's dead. Yeah, he's still in the hospital, but he is in a morgue drawer. And this is how misguided Republicans have become. See, because the governor of Kentucky, if there happens to be a vacancy in the Senate, the governor of Kentucky does not appoint a new senator. But what happens is there is an automatic election to fill that vacant seat. And if this special election isn't held by, I think I heard August 2nd, then it just remains vacant until the midterm elections. So right now, the people of Kentucky have got one Senate representative, and that is Rand Paul. So this is how misguided they are. It's supposed to be two Senate representatives per state, I do believe is how it goes. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But because they don't want to have to hold a special election, they're doing the Weekend at Bernie's thing with Mitch McConnell. And nobody's seen him. Allegedly, he had a phone call with, what is his name, Scott Jennings. And that phone call lasted for 20 minutes. But as you're aware by now, Mitch McConnell hasn't given any lengthy anything. I mean, the last few times that he addressed the media, he froze up. So there's that. So again, that is my opinion. I think, yes, he is still hospitalized, but he is in a morgue drawer. That's what I think. And they're just not coming out with any information. Something else that is very interesting is that 3 days after McConnell was taken away in an ambulance where they were performing CPR on him and, heroic measures, 3 days later, his wife flew off to China. That is odd in the respect that if you're married to somebody, no matter how you felt about that person, wouldn't you want to be there to make decisions? Or, I mean, because if he's on life support, somebody needs to make the decision to terminate life support. And his wife, being his next of kin, that responsibility should fall on her. Or they should have explicit instructions for whose responsibility it is to make the decision to take the man off life support if he is indeed on life support. See, that is the other reason why I'm thinking that he is in a morgue drawer, because his his spouse left. She flew off to China. Why would you do that if you didn't already know that your spouse had already shuffled out this mortal coil? Why would you leave your family member like that? I mean, love him or hate him, that person is still your husband. You're still married to the man. So why would you just head off in the friendly skies? I mean, this makes no sense to me. Unless she already knew that he was deceased. I mean, that makes more sense to me. But anyway, you know, this country is just so massively screwed up. We are just, as a country, we're just really seriously fucked up. However, there are those MAGA Trump sycophants that a lot of them are starting to see through the bullshit. They're coming to the realization that Trump is just this great big huge con man. He told them what they wanted to hear in order to get elected again. Well, that's what he did the first time. Just tell these people what they want to hear and they'll vote for you. No problem. You don't actually have to mean what you're saying. You just have to tell them what they want to hear, and then maybe you'll get elected. So Trump never had any desire to lead this country in any meaningful way. His desire was to make money off of the presidency. That was his desire. And since retaking the oath, the oath of the president a year and a half ago, he has made himself $2 billion richer. And that's because of all of his stock manipulation. I mean, drumming up business for these corporations that he bought stock in, and, pumping them up. Oh, this company is great, and they do this, and they do that, and yada, yada, yada. Now would be a good time to buy, because that's the motto of people who play around in the stock market. It's buy low and sell high. So that's what he's been doing. Plus his cyber or meme coins, of which I am from a generation, that I don't take any stock in this digital currency. I think that actual, tangible, real money is the best way. But that's just me, and I happen to be Gen X, and that's the way I grew up. But even still, $2 billion. $2 billion in 18 months. That's a lot of cash. So yeah, Trump supporters, MAGA people, they're having their aha moments. They're beginning to, many of them, not all of them, but they're beginning to see through the grift. Oh, that's what he was doing. He was using his position to screw us over because he doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about anyone in this country. He doesn't care about anyone in any other countries. He doesn't care about anything that's not going to make him money. That's what he cares about. Making money for himself. To hell with the rest of us. But, that's what the Epstein class does. All they care about is their own personal bottom lines. That's why they want to push AI so much. Because if they don't have to have employees, all of that money that they pay out for their employees, where is it going to go? Well, I think we all know where it's going to go. It's going to go into the bank accounts of the multi-gazillionaires. So that's their whole reason for wanting to do that. Go AI on everything. But the bottom will fall out on AI as well. Just like back in the early 90s when the dot-com bubble burst. But anyway, my rant, my opinions, the way I see things, yeah. So, if you appreciated what I was saying, hit that like button, maybe comment, subscribe, and apparently, if you watch a video all the way through and you comment, there's a blue heart you can leave in the comments. So, and that's supposed to help boost the algorithm. So you could do that. That would be great. Yeah, I'd appreciate it. But I'm going to end this now. And so, my internet friends, until the next time, please take care of yourselves, wherever you are.